All right. So this is part 2 of Ayn Rand, introduction to Ayn Rand. But I think I was in the middle of addressing the negatives. You know, somebody mentioned I'm just too negative. I don't want to hear any more negative people about America, and why can't y'all be more positive? I am very positive. I love my country. I think it's the best country on the planet. But there are some problems in our country that we have to talk about and we have to work on. We as I use the word citizenry, and I can't pronounce that right, but let's just say all of us together have to work together to fix the problems in our country. And we can't just sit around and hold hands and sing kumbaya and say, what a great country we got, what a great country we got, it's so great, it's so great. We have to work, we got to get together and identify some problems. And we can use our mind, we can use our intellect, we can use our reason to come about solutions to this. It isn't like, anything is impossible. There's solutions to all these problems. So I would offer that when you hear somebody complaining or saying there's a lot of problems, that keep in mind they're just trying to make things better, and it ain't just a continuous barrage of negativity all the time. I want to give another example. I think I mentioned before in a previous video, I got a 20-year-old son, and he's going to college, and he took an American history class, and we were at dinner the other night, and I asked my son, I said, hey, what are some of the highlights of American history class that you learned? And I forget where we were. Probably Steak and Ale. It might have been a long time ago, because Steak and Ale went out of business because of the economic collapse. That was one of my favorite places to eat, but that's history now. But in any event, my son said, two of the things we learned about is we learned how the red man got screwed in early American history, and we learned about slavery. So we learned about, that was the only 2 things he said. Now I'm sure they learned some more stuff, but I got to thinking about that, right? And I'm part Indian, and if you've seen my previous videos, I'm very proud of the fact America is a melting pot. But I got to tell you that when a guy comes out of American history class in today's college, and maybe there's some other things he learned. God, I hope so. I hope there's some other things they learned. But if the only thing they remember as the highlights of American history class is slavery and how we screwed over the red man, and I'm part Indian, keep in mind, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with our college system. Do I think slavery was a terrible, terrible thing? Yes, I do. My dad didn't own slaves, and my dad's dad didn't own slaves. I don't even know, but I'm not going to be an apology for slavery because I didn't have any part to do with it. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. But do I think it's a terrible thing? Yes, it's a terrible thing. Nobody should be a slave. You should not be a slave. I should not be a slave. No one in this country should be a slave. That's that's stating the obvious. It's a terrible blemish on our history, and sure, when they give the class, it should be mentioned. Let's go back to, we screwed over the red man. Yeah, that should be mentioned too. But is it the highlights of the class? No, I don't think it should be the highlights of the class. The highlights of the class is that America provided an opportunity for millions of people to prosper. Why did that happen? Why was America so different than every other country on the planet? Why did we rise within 200 years to become a world superpower with the strongest military, the strongest economy, a people that a country that everybody all over the world wanted to come to, right? You got people crossing the border, and you got people trying to get in the country, you got lines of people trying to get into America. Why are they trying to do that? Why? That's the highlights of an American history class of how that happened. What happened in those 200 years to make this the greatest country on the planet? To make a freedom-loving, independent, hard-working people have a country that everybody wants to come to, and millions of people were made prosperous. It wasn't like there was limited, everybody sitting around wanting food. There was systems that even the poor could have food, right? And even a poor person in America was better than somebody over in a communist system that didn't have anything. So I just think that that's maybe a unique situation with my son in college, but I just say that, if you're taking an American history in college right now, and the professor, all he does is concentrate on the bad things, let's remind him that there's a lot of good reasons. I've got a lot of things to be proud of. I don't want people coming out of college taking an American history class and being ashamed to be an American and just thinking about all the negative things that this country's done. Well, how about being proud to be an American? How about coming out of the American history class saying this country did something great? This country, sure, we had slavery, sure, we didn't treat the red man right, but there were some other things. Those are blemishes, but there were some other things this country did that was incredible. We got to a point in our history where all men are equally protected under the law, or at least they should be, and then we got to a point where millions of people prospered. But you know, I could go on and that, but I just thought that was amazing. The other thing I'm going to mention, and this doesn't really have anything to do with Ayn Rand, except, you know, I know this video started out talking about Ayn Rand, and I just wanted to mention this. You know, I was turning the TV the other day, and you talk about debauchery in our society today, and I guess every generation sees this, and as you see older folks get older, they talk about the debauchery of the younger generation. Maybe that's the case, maybe it's always been like that. Maybe I'm just more sensitive to it now that I'm getting older, I don't know, but you know, one channel, let me just go through the list of channels that I saw, and I just had to make a list because I can't remember them all, but you got one channel that had psychics assisting cops. Give me a break, right? Are you kidding me? Psychics assisting cops? Oh, well, you don't know? You hadn't figured that out already? There's people out there that can use psychic crap to figure out where dead bodies are. Don't you know that? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay, the other channel was Ghost Hunters. And it wasn't presented as a comedy, it wasn't presented as a parody. These people had cameras and heat-sensitive equipment, and they were looking throughout some kind of old house, and they saw a little bit of heat on the wall, and hey, they got a ghost, we got a paranormal situation. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That stuff's being put on our TV like it's real. That's not real. Are you kidding me? I mean, give me a freaking break, change the channel. UFO abductions, okay. Well, we got people being abducted by the UFOs. We got them sticking, well, I ain't going to go there. They do all kinds of things to them, of course, when they get them. But, you know, and it was, I forget if it was Dan Rather or Peter Jennings, who the heck it was, but it was a mainstream. You're gonna hear the dog barking. You're gonna hit these mainstream news anchors talking about UFO abductions, and it's all prominent throughout our society. And there's lots of people that think they've been abducted. I forget the exact statistics, so don't get me to line about that. But it was like less than 1 in 10. You know, 1 in 10 people going to be abducted by UFO. Give me a break. Let's get back to reality here, man. Of course, you got the Hugh Hefner, right? And I got nothing wrong with Hugh Hefner. I like looking at pretty girls just as much as the rest of them. But an 83-year-old that's got 3 girlfriends and he's flaunting it around on freaking TV, what's that say to our daughters? What's that say to the young ladies in America that are growing up that look at that crap and think that's the way you get ahead in America? That's the way you get ahead, by going and doing whatever they do with that 83-year-old as a part of a group situation. I'm just, you know, I can't believe that crap's being put on TV and there ain't more people complaining about it. And then you got, you know, I could go into the Catholic and the pedophile priest. There was a special on that, and how the Catholic priest, you know, messing with the children. You know, where is the decency in America? I mean, you know, I'm not being negative. You know, you're too negative. I'm tired of watching it. Well, you know, change the freaking channel. Go to another YouTube channel. I bought this camera, and just, you know, in time watching it inspired me a little bit. And I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. So I'm sick of the debauchery in America, and I would hope that some way the society will wake up and we get decency back on our TV. I mean, give us a few channels besides the History Channel. Give us a few channels besides the Science Channel. For God's sakes. That's about all I got. Looks like I might be running out of time. You know, if nothing else, the 2 books, you know, all these books are good, but if you want to know why capitalism is better than communism, if you want to, you know, I've never lived under communism, but I got a very good feel for it by reading We the Living. If you want to understand why communism is a very evil system, We the Living. If you want to understand why capitalism is morally justified for a free people, and you want to be a freedom-loving person, then you need to read Capitalism, the Unknown Ideal. There goes my thing. And if you just want to get an experience that will change your life, you know, I can't recommend any better book than Atlas Shrugged. Atlas Shrugged changed my life, and I got nothing but positive things to say about Ayn Rand. So God bless you all. I'm going to stop this and try to look it up.